Today's video is on Steve Pennington. Oh boy. Oh yeah. This video. Well, this is the best way I can describe it.
Deep hurting. Deep hurting.
Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad. Oh well, let's get these very painful videos started.
Okay, so this is a model. All right, it's very, very simple. You got the Earth as a sphere. Okay, now this is not what I believe.
Stupid!
This is what 99.9% of the people believe. The Earth is a sphere, even though 500 years ago, nobody believed that. Or virtually, 99.9% of the people believed the Earth was flat 500 years ago.
What a dumbass.
Okay, so anyway, I say the Earth is flat, but that we live under a dome, and of course, if you just had this part of the model and you blew it up real big, that line right there could appear to be flat, you know, from your perspective, because it's just so big, it's so gigantic. So is this what you're saying, that the Earth appears to be flat, you know, but we live under a dome? So all the rest of this is just nothing. It's just useless, no man's land. It's just we live on a sphere. So the Earth is a sphere, but we only live here. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
You must be so embarrassed! Do me!
I have never felt such shame!
Because we know we live under a dome, right? I mean, am I wrong? Let's check my logic to see if I'm right or not. Now, anybody can do this. On Half Moon Day, you look up and you see the moon aim up, and then when the sun and moon are the same height off the horizon, you begin to notice that the moon is not even aiming anywhere near across. It's still aiming up. Should aim across. And then you start watching, and the sun goes down, 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 lower, 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 and the moon still does not aim at the sun. It's aiming up just like it was when you first noticed it. Maybe at the beginning of moonrise. Aims up the whole time on a Half Moon Day. Okay? So, what is your theory? That we live under an arch? Because that's got to be the conclusion, right?
Limgar, Karnian, Thim, Mepbips.
That if the moon aims up and down at the same time when you look at it, because you look at the moon, and it is aiming up, and then you look between the moon and the sun, and you see that the moon's aiming right at the sun, and the sun's down lower underneath the moon. So you have to say the moon is aiming up and down at the same time when you look at it like that. You look at both points of view, if you will. You look directly at the moon, and it's aiming up, and then you look between the moon and the sun, and it's aiming down. So what, does that take a whole second to do that? So I say the same time, the moon aims up, and then a second later, it's aiming down. How is that possible? Well, it's because we live under an arch and the light is curved. And so you're using the horizon as a perspective at first, which seems to be straight across, and you look up and the light's straight up and down and the horizon's straight across. It looks like it's aiming up. But then when you look into the sky, just the sky and only the sky, you're seeing the moon aim at the sun, and you're using the curved light as a reference, if you will. From your perspective, you just see curved light.
Mom, I think I'll have some wine.
So it's aiming down now, all right? It's aiming up and down at the same time, if you will. but you're going to insist that we live on a sphere? That's your model. If you insist that we live on a sphere, that is your model. Because on day 2, God created the firmament.
Sweet Clyde, laugh derisively at him.
The firmament on day 2, look it up in the Hebrew. It says, visible arch of the sky. That's what it says in the Hebrew. Visible arch of the sky. This is visible when you see the moon and aim up and down at the same time. That's a visible thing that you see.
Back to the lock with you, Nessie.
I want to give a shout out to Arctic Reflections for getting me to notice this guy. Because, oh man, as you see, he got some pretty wacky beliefs about the heliocentric model, and very painful. Well, let's wrap this video up. Darth Vader, take us out.